Terrence Buddrick Crawford got the money from the hedge fund, then why didn't he, the boss man Bud, send Errol Spence a contract? Let's talk.
Straighter, not a roundhouse right hand.
And that's what we've been talking about. The straight shot is the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill
Pull
somebody
back
for
a little bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Yo, it's the best, fight the best. If you ain't with the moto, just click the link, bitch, and get buried like the rest. It ain't gonna work how you want it. These trolls already tried, too many come but don't leave. So if you hear, you gotta die. I'm spitting straight facts. These bitches crying cause they hate that. The LDBC's the top topic, bitch, hate that. We the ones that bring the truth to these fans. So while you hate, I'ma laugh and keep counting these bands. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link, get the hands. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you.
Welcome to the graveyard.
Now, we have gone over, I purposely and specifically did this with you guys. I've gone over with you the making of a contract. I know what I'm talking about because I literally have boxing contracts. I've done boxing contracts. All right, so I know what I'm looking at. The biggest piece, the main piece in a contract is the money. That is the biggest and main piece. That's the reason why boxers will always say, hey, if it makes sense. They're not talking about if it makes sense. They're talking about if it makes sense. If it makes sense, it'll happen. Yeah, if the money is right, it'll happen. The business is the money. The business is the people that are putting up the money, making sure they get their money back and then some. And the more money that they're likely to get back, the more inclined they are to make the fight. But if you already have somebody willing to put up the money with no issues, bro, more than half the battle is over with. More than half. Like you're damn it to the finish line. All you gotta do is put it on paper at that point. Motherfuckers will fight you on the moon if the bag is right. If you, Terrence Buddrick Crawford, your own boss, had $50 million to split between yourself and Errol Spence at $25 million apiece, because that's what you said. If you had $25 million apiece to split 50-50 between you and Errol Spence, why didn't you, boss man Bud, put it on a contract? Why Errol Spence should not have had to ask for anything. Boss man Buddrick should have put your motherfucking $25 million apiece on paper. You could have sent it to Errol Spence, boss man. You could have had your lawyers write that up, boss man. You could have did that. You're your own boss. You sit at the table. You know what's going on. Okay, the reason that you told your fans that the fight didn't happen because you was going to take 35% of the total purse, but you wanted transparency on where the money was coming from. Okay, well, if that was the holdup, there was no holdup. There was no issue on transparency where the money was coming from because you knew you were the one bringing it to the table, boss man. So if you were bringing the money to the table, boss man, then why didn't you have your lawyers write up the contract and send it to Errol Spence? Why didn't you do that? Oh no, he can't do that. He's the A side. Why can't he do it? Oh, because Errol's the A side. Errol got to do it. Well, then if Errol's the A side and Errol's got to do it, how can Terrence Crawford present $50 million from hedge funds? Doesn't Terrence Crawford have to tell Errol Spence, hey, EJ, I think I found some money. Go talk to these guys. They're telling me 25 million apiece. Go talk to them. You're the A side. So go talk to them and see if they're willing to give you the money for us to fight. That's how that's supposed to work if Errol Spence is the A side and has to provide the contract. Yeah, that's how that works. Terrence Crawford says, hey, EJ, hey, I found $50 million for us. I found 25 million apiece. So go talk to them and see that they're telling me they'll put the money up. So you go talk to them since you're the A side and you make the contract. You go talk to them and see if they're going to give you the money for us to fight. If that's not how it works, then Terrence Crawford himself could have presented a contract. Let me say that again. If that is not how it worked, if Terrence Crawford didn't tell Errol Spence, hey, EJ, I found a resource for money, go talk to them. They said they're giving us 25 million apiece. Go talk to them. If that's not how it should work, because the A side dictate terms, if that's not how it should work, then Terrence, Bossman Buddrick Crawford should have said, hey, Errol Spence, I got 25 million apiece for us, and I'm going to have a contract written up. Don't y'all say all the time, man, just send a contract, send a contract. And doesn't BFTB tell y'all all the time, bro, you don't send contracts unless somebody agrees to the terms, because you have to fucking pay lawyers to write the contracts. And y'all tell me, nah, that ain't the case, that ain't the case. Okay, cool. So then who the fuck is writing Terrence Crawford's free contract for the $50 million from the hedge funds? What lawyer is working pro bono for Terrence Crawford? Why didn't they? He could have proved all y'all theories correctly if he had a pro bono lawyer, someone just working for free because that is Terrence Buddrick Crawford. So they're just going to work for free because he's got pound for pound thoughts. So we're just going to work for free for Buddrick and just write up a contract for free and send it to Errol Spence. Why didn't it happen? Now, I know in these comments, there's going to be a lot of motherfuckers, oh, you come on, man, that's not how it works. You already know. Listen, man, it sounds good. Errol Spence ducking them. It sounds good. Yeah, damage control. This is damage control. Errol Spence ducking. It's the crazy thing is, y'all motherfuckers say, listen, the reason why Terrence Crawford fought Ambrosia because Terrence Crawford wanted to get paid this year. That's what he wanted. Okay, well, if Terrence Crawford wanted to get paid this year and he took $10 million to fight Ambrosia, isn't $25 million more than $10 million? The answer is yes. So couldn't he have had his lawyers working pro bono free? You know, because y'all say just send contracts. So couldn't he have his free lawyers just write up a contract? He already had the money. He had $50 million for him and EJ. So couldn't he have his lawyers that work for free just write up a contract and send it to Errol Spence? He's his own boss, right? He couldn't do it under Bob Arum because Bob Arum was the boss. Yeah, Bob Arum was the boss. I just fight who they put in front of me. Bob Arum, Brian Bomack, McIntyre, Cameron Duncan. I just fight who they put in front of me. Ask them. Yeah. Well, now you're your own boss, right, boss man Buddrick? You're your own boss now, right? So if you're your own boss, then you're not fighting who they put in front of you because you are the they. Yeah, you are the they. So why didn't you put EJ in front of you? Why didn't you do that? You had the money. You had the most integral and important part of any fucking contract, the bag. And you apparently had it. So why didn't you write the contract? Why didn't you, boss man, who sits at the table because Errol Spence is not his own boss, why didn't you write a contract and send it to Errol Spence? Well, you know, I got on our phone like our boss, and I called Earl, and I said, hey man, I got 25 million apiece, 50 million apiece, $95 trillion apiece. Just take this money and let's fight. Don't worry about the back end. So why didn't you write a contract? Errol Spence should not have to ask, who are the hedge fund people? Errol Spence should have received in the mail, in his email, an email from Terrence. It says subject, from Terrence Buddrick Crawford, subject, hedge fund contract, with a PDF or a Word document attached. With a, once you click it, there gives a receive receipt to the sender. So Buddrick knows you got it. That's what it should have been. Why didn't you? The $1 million question. Why didn't you? You spend all this time in your IG post talking about you're your own boss, yet then you waited for Errol Spence. If you are your own boss, then you could have sent a contract because you had the money. You could have dictated terms. You could have said, well, you know, we're fighting in Omaha. I'm going to give you $25 million to fight me in Omaha for undisputed. You could have did that. You had the bag, but you did nothing because it was all clout. Because you just don't want to fight. Your fans, these weird ass Buddrick fans, they have so much faith in you and so much belief in you that any word you say, it doesn't even matter if you contradict yourself the following day, they're going to run with it. There's no critical thinking when it comes to Terrence Crawford fans. There is none at all. You're telling the world that you are your own boss. If you have the money and you are your own boss, why didn't you send a contract? Devin Haney did. God did. God did. Devin Haney did. Yeah, Devin Haney sent the contract. God did. No, y'all want to talk about that? I know. If I was you guys, I wouldn't want to talk about it either. This one's going to hurt y'all. It's going to hurt bad, deep. Y'all going to be sitting here looking at this morning grind like, fuck BFTB. Fucking hate BFTB. You goofy ass niggas that say you hate me to death and subscribe to me. You're fucking subscribed to me. And even if you're not subscribed to me, you know when I publish my videos, you know when I'm live, so you show up every day like clockwork anyway. Whether you're subscribed or not, I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't care. But yet you are. Pathetic. Pathetic, bro. I swear to God, bro. Motherfuckers is pathetic. That shit just like, bro. So you literally rocking with this man. If you're saying that Terrence Crawford's a good fighter, I got no beef with you. I just like Terrence Crawford. You know, he's a good fighter. You know, I think he's the best fighter in the world. Cool, no problem. No problem. I got no problem with that. I have a problem when you guys start saying, man, he been trying to fight Errol Spence for years, man. He trying to fight, man, Errol Spence ducked him, man. Terrence Crawford offered him $50 million, man. He offered $50 million. Errol Spence turned it down, blah, blah, blah. Where was the contract to turn it down? Where was the contract to turn down? How did Errol Spence turn down what Terrence Crawford just said? How did he turn it down? Where was the contract? Doesn't he have to get something to turn down? He has to get something to turn down, right? Just asking. I'm just asking. I want to make sure we're on record now. I want to make sure we're on record. You can't just turn down something that he just said. Oh, well, you know, I got 25 million for it. Because I can say, well, shit, I got 50 billion for you. I can say that right now. And the next thing that you guys are going to say is, okay, well, send it. Right? Okay, so shouldn't Bud have sent something? No, he couldn't send it. He couldn't send us because Errol turned it down. Errol did not turn it down. Errol said, who's it coming from? Who are they? Who are they? Who are they, bro? Oh, well, Al Heyman said he ain't let nobody near this fight. Okay, cool. Cool for him. Well, if Terrence Crawford would have created a contract with the fake $50 million in it and sent the contract, sort of like Deontay Wilder did. When Deontay Wilder sent Anthony Joshua $50 million that he asked for, sent it to him, proof of funds and everything, and they made up another excuse on why they couldn't accept it because BT was involved when they really wasn't. Like that. Why couldn't Terrence Crawford send Errol Spence a contract? Now, wasn't Deontay Wilder the B-side to Anthony Joshua? He was a B-side, according to y'all. That's what y'all saying to me over and over and over again. He's a B-side, man. And Joshua's got 3 belts. Anthony Joshua sells, he's a global heartthrob. His chest is all greasy. Look at his thighs. Or Anthony Joshua, man, he makes $100 million a fight, $100 billion a fight. Anthony Joshua made $200 trillion in his last 3 fights. That's what y'all telling me. Anthony Joshua got all these, his promotional value is so high. Hugo Boss. His promotional value is so high. Boxer size. His sponsors, his commercial value. His profile. That's what you're telling me. So then what the fuck was Deontay Wilder sending this man $50 million for? Shouldn't they have sent Deontay Wilder $50 million? So don't tell me the B-sides can't send contracts. They can. They can. They just don't. But they can. So with that being said, since Terrence Crawford had the money that he wanted, because I'm always saying, bro, what the fuck does this nigga want? Well, he had the money that apparently he wanted. So if he had the money that he wanted, why didn't he have a contract drafted up and sent to Errol Spence? Why didn't he do that? Something for EJ to turn down. I know. It's going to be difficult getting past this one. Good luck. BFTB. Shout to the mighty LDBC. I'm out.